Days of Transformation. Today's day 14. We're going to be continuing our conversation about neurobiology and yoga. I don't have a lot of time this morning, so it's going to be a short one. My 3 bullet points today are about proprioception. So in the comments in one of the previous days, somebody asked me, why do people have challenges with their proprioceptive system? So I thought I would talk about that a little bit this morning. So first of all, the meaning of proprioception is, where is my body in space? And how do I know if my proprioceptive system works? So for example, here's my chair. And when I come over and I'm not really looking and I just sit down, I don't miss the chair. That's an example that of proprioception working, right? It's like, where's my body in space? If I'm not walking into things very often, I'm not tripping over stuff, that's an indication that the proprioceptive system is working well. Of course, it's working with other things like your vestibular system, and it has to, and it has to do with exteroception as well, like what's going on outside of me. So, but one of the things we know about proprioception is that it develops really well with contralateral movements. So that means moving my opposite arm and leg, and the movement I'm just doing is like running or walking. And those things are really naturally building for the system. So you can think about a young baby, an 8-month or 10-month-old baby learning to crawl, and that opposite hand and leg movement of crawling is actually very important for beginning that development of the fibers across the corpus callosum and helping the hemispheres connect. So it does reflect in cognitive ways as well. It's not just somatic, right? It's not just of the body. It also reflects in the mind. And so we can develop better proprioception with movement. If you're a yoga teacher, what you'll notice is when you ask some people to do these opposite movements, some of them just can't do it. And one of the reasons they can't do it is because that system is not developed well, or it feels frustrating. So you want to keep going back to simpler and simpler movements, and just maybe doing bilateral opposite arms or bilateral opposite legs, and then slowly starting to add it in, and it will have a positive effect. The brain can change in adulthood. So even if you've had this really, accident-prone, poor body connection for many, many years, yoga can really help. And then the last piece to know is that particularly developmental trauma is often, somebody asked me why people don't develop the proprioceptive capacity, and oftentimes it has to do with developmental trauma or just missing developmental milestones for other reasons. It could be traumatic brain stuff. There's many different reasons why people don't develop the system, but trauma is one of them. So your assignment is check out my YouTube video, or if you don't want to check out the YouTube video, that's fine. But to do some practice today that's contralateral movements. I've got a few different brain-changing practices on YouTube. But I just put one up there. If that one comes up, some of the other ones might come up, and give them a try. So see how it feels when you do these opposite arm and foot movements, and then be creative and find other ones as well. So I got to run. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're talking about, but we're going to probably continue with the neuroscience stuff. Leave a comment, please. Thanks.